What had happened, which was shocking, the part that really just sort of upended my world and made me then realize the degree to which the institutions were all aligned to create a narrative to further a political purpose as opposed to anything else, was, I think this was by December of 2022, I get a phone call from Pam Brown of CNN, who I had known previously, saying, hey, the committee has been talking that they are going to out the various people who are obstructing Congress, obstructing Cassidy Hutchinson. We are going to identify those people. And I said, well, that's great, but I didn't have anything to do with that. And she says, no, we CNN are in possession of a transcript that Cassidy Hutchinson gave, a 150-page transcript that she gave on September 14th, in which she identifies you, Stefan, as the person who told her to lie, who couched her to say, I don't recall when I do, all of these things. We're going to run with that story. And I said, well, I'm telling you, I know nothing of these allegations. I've never heard these allegations. The January 6th committee never called me as a witness. They called 2,000 people. They never called me in. If this is a fact-finding mission, you would think that perhaps I would be called at a minimum to be told.
Especially since you're being accused of a crime.
Yes, literally a crime. 2 crimes, a felony of obstruction, witness tampering. These are felonies. And CNN tells me we're going to run a story tomorrow in which we are going to identify you as the person who obstructed this witness. We're going to accuse you of a crime. Of course, I was shocked. I said, I've never heard this. I can't really provide a lot of comment. Well, on that Monday, as the story is breaking,
so your world is collapsing.
My world has not yet collapsed. I, at that point, have now received notice from CNN that tomorrow, Tuesday, they're going to identify me as the person. On that day, on Monday, I receive a phone call from one of Cassidy Hutchinson's former friends saying, this is outrageous what they're doing to you. I have text messages that I have previously provided to CNN and other news networks. And these text messages make clear that you, Stefan, were telling Cassidy to cooperate, and she didn't want to cooperate. Now, I have a conversation at that point with Caitlin Polantz at CNN, who's the CNN reporter who's running this story before it had come out. And I called Caitlin myself. I said, Caitlin, I am aware that you're going to run this story that is going to literally accuse me of a crime. And I'm aware that you have a transcript that I have never seen before that is going to make these accusations. But I'm also aware that you are in possession of text messages that directly contradict that narrative. You have Cassidy's text messages saying, Stefan wants me to cooperate. I don't want to cooperate. I am going to be the one who's going to do this media narrative on my own behind his back. And so I said, Caitlin, I said, I'm not asking you to exonerate me, but if CNN is going to run a story identifying me as a criminal and you are in possession of additional facts that
exculpatory
documents, you have an obligation to run that. And Caitlin Polantz's direct quote to me was, that's not newsworthy. I said, how is that not newsworthy? This is directly relevant.
She said that to you?
She said that to me.
Caitlin Polantz?
Caitlin Polantz of CNN, who is still there at CNN. And I then had my lawyer communicate and have numerous conversations where I say, I know. And those text messages we're referring to are the ones that I put in the
So she didn't, Caitlin Polantz did not deny having those text messages.
Correct. Did not deny, said it was not newsworthy. So then, at that point, I know
this is just crazy. So CNN, to state the obvious, CNN is participating. They're not covering news. They're participating as, a part of the machine to destroy you.
Correct. And it is clear to me that CNN has received confidential congressional documents pertaining to me that I have never seen. CNN had for however long it was, CNN had this transcript to work on the story. I had no idea of these allegations.
This is so corrupt. It's hard to believe.
Well, it gets worse for me, unfortunately, which is that story then comes out the next day. And you can imagine what a bombshell it is.
Did they include the exculpatory text messages?
Oh, never. To this day, never. And in fact, the things that I begged
What liars, what corrupt liars CNN is.
Yeah, I begged CNN. I said, you're going to release a transcript in which a witness is saying that I coached her to lie while I was representing. You have in your possession the actual transcripts of me representing her. At a minimum, post those two so that the public can see, well, let me actually read the transcript of Stefan representing Cassidy Hutchinson and let me judge for myself whether he did the things he was accused of doing. I have text messages with Pamela Brown saying, please, I'm begging you, if you're going to destroy my career and you're going to put up this transcript accusing me, at least put up the others. To this day, I don't think that they have.
What did Pam Brown is the...
She was a producer. I think that she's moved on. She might have been the one who reached out because she had known me previously.
She's not an on-air person.
She is an on-air person. I
right.
think.
Okay. So I thought Pamela Brown.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. She has a news program, and I think she took a hiatus because she was having a child or children. But I think she's back on the air. But I think her involvement might have only been that she was the one who was calling me to just let me know that this was coming, and then saying, "But you need to call Caitlin because she's running this." So I begged them, please put this up. I think if you go on CNN today and you say Cassidy Hutchinson transcript, the only thing that comes up is the September transcript accusing me. I don't think you could even find those here. But this is where it became clear that there was this interplay. Not only did I realize that on the day these allegations came out, CNN had all of this already. And it was not lost on me that a lot of the people who were on the January 6th committee who might potentially have had reason to give this to CNN are now all contributors. Kinziger is over there. Alyssa Farrah-Griffin is now a contributor over there. Some of these...
They're all being paid by CNN.
Some would, yes, clearly being paid. But what was particularly painful for me was 2 hours after that story breaks, I then get a notification from the District of Columbia Bar saying, this is to notify you that we have an open bar investigation relating to all of this conduct within 3 hours. The DC bar does not operate within 3 hours based on seeing something on CNN for the first time. It is clear that in addition to working with CNN before breaking this story, the January 6th committee or somebody was also working with the various bar organizations that I'm a member of to set this story up. I literally received bar complaints created on their own accord within hours of this story breaking. That does not happen unless they have been forewarned that all of this is coming.